Hey friends, this is Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today I'm doing some oven canning. Okay, before we go any further with this video, I'm going to tell you a few things because it was a short video and I realized I didn't give you all the information. My jars were washed and sterilized in the dishwasher and then hand dried just to make sure there was no moisture. Then I filled my jars with my Bob's Red Mill oatmeal, not because I want to store it long term, but because I want to make sure that if there were any bugs in there, that they were going to be dead, because I wasn't vacuum sealing them. Now, oven canning is basically vacuum sealing, but there are certain things you can't oven can. You can oven can rice, you can oven can beans, you can oven can grain, you can oven can flour. The problem is with anything else, you're going to end up cooking it. Never put your oven any higher than 200 degrees. Make sure it comes up to temperature. Fill your clean, sterile jars with your dry goods, and then put them in the oven. Wipe it for an hour at 200 degrees. Wipe your rims, put your lids on. I didn't show me wiping the rims or anything else, and they will seal. If you put the temperature any higher, you're going to cook the contents of the jar. And that's one of the reasons why dried vegetables or anything delicate like that, they do not oven can well. The reason they say not to oven can is because when we're canning, 9 times out of 10 when we're canning something liquid. And liquid needs to be canned in liquid heat, whether it's pressure steam or boil bath, but it has to be liquid heat because the jars aren't made to go 2 different ways, liquid and air, right? So don't ever try an oven can liquids. Okay, it's just not a good idea, and it puts too much stress on the glass. Now you remember the flour that I sifted and then put in the freezer? Well, I'm starting to oven can it. I bought some Bob's Red Mill steel cut oats, and instead of freezing them first and then jarring them, I'm just going to put them right in these jars. Now my oven is set at 200 degrees, and I'm just going to let these sit in the oven for about 2 hours, and then I'm just going to pop lids on them and put them in the pantry. Okay, these have just come out of the oven, and I'm just going to drop clean, washed, rinsed lids on them, but the lids are dry. Now, the point of doing them at 200 degrees is that you're not cooking this stuff. You are just heating it enough to create a vacuum. I wouldn't dry can or I wouldn't oven can things like tomatoes or anything liquid, because something inside, if you're canning liquids, they have to be canned in a liquid heat. That's the only way I can say it. So these jars will now start to seal. And they will go ping, 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 and they'll go into the pantry. Now, I am not doing this for long-term storage. This is just to keep them vacuum sealed in case it goes into long-term storage. But I guarantee you, folks, I can go through one of these jars, one of these half-gallon jars of oatmeal every week to 2 weeks. If you want to make sure that your things like your oatmeal and your flour and your rice are safe to store on the shelf for at least a year, freeze it, then oven can it, and put it in your pantry. It'll be good for quite some time. This is the Mrs. Wolfie saying, when you pay good money for stuff, you want to make sure that it's going to last as long as it needs to, without any waste. That's just home economic sense. Take care, God bless.